Hi. Today I will be talking about Katsuhiro Otomo. A little background about Otomo. He was born in the early 50s in Japan. He has had many names in the entertainment industry, but is most well known as a manga artist and animator. He has had many works. A lot of his works tend to be themed around similar concepts. For example, his most well-known themes are cyberpunk and science fiction, though a lot of his work has also notable themes of gore as well. A well-known manga of Otomo's is Dumu, A Child's Dream. This story is about a young girl with telekinetic and telepathic abilities, who arrives to a housing complex where a series of mysterious deaths have occurred. While living here, she starts to have odd dreams about the murders. Unknowingly, her dreams are linked to an old man who also lives in the building. This is the man who is causing her these horrific nightmares. Another notable manga by Otomo is Fireball. This story is about a group of freedom fighters and their attempts to sabotage Atom's control. This story is set in a futuristic city controlled by a supercomputer called Atom. The most prominent enemy of Atom is a psychic girl with immense destruction powers, whom becomes the Fireball, a symbol of uncontrollable force and rebellion. The last manga we'll go over is called Short Piece. This is originally a manga that has been since turned into a film. The story itself consists of 4 short stories, each representing a different historical time period in Japan, through different aspects, for example, gaming and anime. This was a powerful collection of stories because it really showcased Otomo's versatility and experimentation with storytelling long before Akira came along. These stories were also very influential in shaping the cyberpunk and science fiction manga aesthetic that you'd see today. Moving on to Otomo's films, I have to quickly go over Akira. This is the most well-known and celebrated works of his. The story is about years after Japan has been nuked, a biker gang tries to save people from a secret government project. Well, I won't go into too much detail, since this is his most relevant piece of work. I did really want to go over the cultural influence that Akira had in animation. As you can see, there are a plethora of references in many different platforms that have all made the same reference to the iconic Akira bike slide. From Steven Universe and Adventure Time, which are more new generation cartoons, to Pokemon and Clone Wars, which are now considered older generation cartoons. I believe the newest example I have would be Shadow from one of the new Sonic movies. As you can see, this reference has stood the test of time, and at this point, it tends to be a little nod from influenced animators to Otomo. Another popular film created by Otomo is Ryujin Z. This film is about an experimental machine that is designed to take care of the elderly. Though, in true Otomo fashion, this machine ends up turning the elderly into unstoppable semi-human mechas. This is a very important and unique film since it covered topics such as aging and elder care, technology versus humanity, bureaucracy and militarism, and even the topic of loving beyond death. So many vastly different topics and concepts all wrapped into one watching experience. This truly showcased Otomo's unique writing abilities. While on the topic of animation and film, during this time Otomo was well known for using a technique called quick action recorder. As you can see in the example video, this is a very early and basic way of animation. This machine allowed animators to draw frame by frame. This allowed the animators to truly capture a movement of any sort, whether that be character movement, camera movement, or even simple facial expressions. This also made editing for animation much easier and quicker to see and fix. This machine would take pictures of each frame and run them together, animating the frames at about 24 frames per second. This is the base rule that we still use today for animation. Glad to see that rule has held true since the 80s. This technique was also extremely helpful and effective in correcting the timing in animated films. Moving on, I have some other examples of Otomo's artwork. These are directly from his Instagram, which I believe his handle is simply his name if you'd like to check it out and see more. On his Instagram, though, I will warn you that it is just art of mangas and films that have already been produced. He doesn't really showcase any private work, which is totally fair, but a lot of it is based off of Akira. Though I believe the left side picture that I have here is from the Domo, A Child's Dream, which is a manga that we recently went over. Katsuhiro Otomo is truly a legend in the anime world. He has influenced so many manga artists and animators. He has had single-handedly inspired many generations with his unique art style and storytelling. The world of anime and manga would not be the same without Katsuhiro Otomo.